Most people don't realize this, but how your Shopify store is set up matters way more than how much traffic you get, because you can have people landing on your site every day, but if your store isn't built to convert, you're quietly losing sales the entire time. And I used to think the problem was just getting more traffic, but once you actually look at how people move through your store, it completely changes how you think about what to fix. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through some of the best free Shopify apps right now and show you which ones are actually worth using. We'll go through them one by one, what they do, and by the end, you'll know exactly which ones fits your store the best. I'm Erin from Shopify Mastery. Let's get into it. What these apps do. Before we jump into the list, let's talk about what these apps actually do. Each one is designed to fix a specific part of your store. Some help bring people in, some help turn visitors into buyers, and some help you make more from customers you already have. And the difference here is pretty big because instead of rebuilding your entire store, you're just improving the parts that matter the most. So if your store feels like it's not converting, this is one of the easiest upgrades you can make. And if you want to follow along or install any of these as we go, I've linked this exact page down below so you can look at them yourself while you're watching. Let's start with number one, Shopify messaging. The first thing to understand is this solves hesitation. When someone lands on your store, they almost always have a question, and if they don't get an answer, they are going to leave. Now, if you look here, this is the back end inside of Shopify. You can see things like conversions, campaigns, and even a checkout message already set up. So this isn't just a basic chat box, it's actually connected to your store activity, which means you're not just talking to random visitors, you're responding to people who are already close to buying. And that's the difference. Instead of someone leaving your site and never coming back, they can reach out right there, get clarity, and keep moving forward. You're basically catching people at the exact moment that they're deciding. And I think of this less as a feature and more as removing friction, because the easier you make it for someone to get an answer, the more likely they are to actually complete the purchase. Number two is TikTok, and this is about traffic. Right at the core, your store only works if people are landing on it. Now, if you look here, this is inside of Shopify where you're setting up TikTok. You can see it's literally walking you through connecting your account, adding products, and getting everything ready to sell directly through TikTok. So this isn't just about posting content, it's actually syncing your store with the platform, which means your products, your catalog, and your marketing are all connected. And that's what makes this powerful. Instead of manually trying to push people from TikTok to your store, your products are already built into that experience. So when someone discovers your content, they can move straight into your store without that friction. And it's also structured. You're not guessing what to do next. You're following a setup that gets everything connected properly. And I think that's the biggest advantage here. It doesn't feel complicated. It just makes the entire process of getting traffic and turning that into actual visits way smoother. So if your issue right now is not enough people finding your store, this is one of the easiest places to start. Number three is UpPromote. And this is where you start to take some pressure off of yourself, because instead of you being the only one trying to drive sales, this lets other people help promote your store. So that could be influencers, creators, or even your own customers. And the way it works is pretty straightforward. They share your product using their own link, and if someone buys through it, they earn a commission. So you're only paying when a sale actually happens. And I think that's what makes this really practical. You're not guessing if something's going to work, you're just rewarding what already works. It also gives you a way to organize everything in one place. You can track who's bringing in sales, adjust commissions, and see what's actually performing. So over time, you're not just trying different marketing ideas, you're building something that's a bit more consistent. And this is usually the point where stores start to feel less dependent on doing everything themselves. So if you feel like you're the only one pushing your store right now, this is a really natural next step. Number four is ReConvert, and this one is all about increasing how much each customer spends. Because here's the thing most people miss, getting the sale is only half the job. What really moves your revenue is what happens right after someone buys, and that's exactly what this focuses on. Instead of just sending someone to a boring thank you page and ending the experience there, ReConvert turns that moment into another opportunity. So right after someone checks out, you can show them another offer. Maybe it's a bundle, maybe it's something that pairs well with what they have just bought, or even a small add-on that feels like an easy yes. And because they've already pulled out their card and made a purchase, they are way more likely to say yes again. And that's what makes this so effective. You're not trying to convince a cold visitor, you're just talking to someone who's already already trusted you enough to buy. And what I like about this is it's not complicated to set up. You're basically building simple post-purchase offers, cross-sells and upsells that plug directly into your checkout flow. So things like someone buys a shirt, you offer matching items, someone buys once, you suggest a bundle, or just increase order value with one-click add-ons, and over time that adds up fast because even a small increase in average order value can make a huge difference in total revenue. So if you already have traffic and you're getting some sales, but you feel like you're leaving money on the table, this is one of the easiest ways to fix that without needing more customers. Number 5 is peak, and this one is all about understanding why people aren't buying, because most people think that their problem is traffic or they think it's their product, but a lot of the time, the real issue is that something on your site is confusing, slow, or just not working the way you think it is. And peak shows you that. So it literally lets you see how people move through your site, where they click, where they stop, where they get stuck, and where they leave. So instead of guessing what's wrong, you can actually watch it happen. And this is huge because small problems kill conversions. Like if people keep dropping off on a product page, or they're clicking something that doesn't work, or they're hesitating during checkout, you'll actually see that behavior. And on top of that, you can ask customers directly. So after someone buys, or even if they don't, you can collect feedback and understand what they were thinking in that moment, which gives you context you'd never get from just looking at numbers. So instead of just seeing low conversion rate, you actually understand why. And once you know that, fixing it becomes way easier. So this isn't something that directly drives traffic or sends emails, but it makes everything else work better. Because the more you understand how people are experiencing your store, the easier it is to improve it and actually increase conversions. And this is where I am going to pause for a second. If you are watching this and you're already noticing something your store is missing, I'd use the link down below and just start with 1 or 2 of these, because you don't need everything. You just need to fix what's currently not working. Number 6 is Jebbit. And this is about removing decision paralysis, because a lot of people don't buy, not because they're not interested, but because they're overwhelmed. There's too many options, not enough clarity. So instead of making them figure it out, you guide them. You ask a few simple questions, and based on their answers, you show them exactly what fits. And that changes the entire experience. Now it feels personalized instead of confusing. It feels like someone is helping them instead of them guessing. And what's powerful about this is it does 2 things at once. One, it increases conversions because people feel more confident buying, and it also collects data because now you understand what your customers actually want. So if your store has multiple products, variations, or anything that requires choosing, this can make a big difference fast. Number 7 is back in stock alerts, and this is about capturing demand you already earned, because when something sells out, most stores just lose those customers. They leave and that intent is gone. But these are people who already wanted the product. They were ready. They just couldn't buy it in the moment. So instead of just losing them, this lets them raise their hand and say, tell me when it's back. And when it is, they come right back. There's no extra marketing, no extra effort, just timing. And these are some of the highest converting customers you'll ever have because you're not convincing them, they already decided. So if you ever sell out or even have limited inventory, this is one of the easiest wins you can add. Number 8 is recurring payments, and this completely changes how your business makes money. Instead of relying on one-time purchases, you're building consistency. So if you sell something people need regularly, like supplements, skincare, coffee, anything like that, you can actually turn it into a subscription, and that changes everything. Now, instead of constantly chasing new customers, you're building predictable revenue. You know what's coming in, you can plan better, and your customer lifetime value goes way up because instead of one purchase, it becomes 5, 10, or even more over time. And that's where a lot of real growth comes from. So this isn't just a feature, it's a different model. And if your product fits it, it's one of the strongest upgrades that you can make. Here is an example. You can edit the subscription plan, you can add variants, weekly, monthly, and you can have access to all active and inactive subscriptions and sophisticated performance metrics so you can scale smartly. They also send unlimited personalized emails during your customer's subscription journey. And I think this is super cute. It's a great way to really keep them fully engaged. So number 9 is cart boost apps. And this is about increasing order value without needing more traffic, because getting more visitors is hard, but getting someone who's already buying to spend a little more is way easier. So right before checkout, you give them a small relevant offer, something that complements what they're already buying. And it works because the decision is already made. They're already in buying mode. So adding one more item doesn't feel like starting over. It feels like completing the purchase. And individually, these are small increases, but across dozens or hundreds of orders, it adds up quickly. So if you want to make more from the traffic you already have, this is one of the simplest ways to do it. So finally, number 10 is loyalty and rewards. And this is about turning one-time buyers into repeat customers, because most stores focus way too much on getting new people, but the real value comes from people coming back. And this gives them a reason to. Points, rewards, small incentives, it makes the experience feel like there's something to come back for. And over time, that builds a habit. Instead of someone buying once and then forgetting about you, they're thinking, oh, well, I should just go back there because I already have a discount and I might as well. And that's where your margins really improve, because repeat customers are cheaper, they're easier, and they're more likely to spend and even bring a friend. So this isn't just about rewards, it's about retention. And if you're trying to build something long-term, this is what makes your store actually stick. So honestly, you don't need all of these, you just need to fix where your store is currently leaking. Like if no one's buying, focus on conversion. If people are buying but your order value is low, fix that. If people buy once and never come back, that's where you can focus maybe on a loyalty program. That's it, it's really that simple. And if you want to check all of these out, I left a page down below where you can literally click through and see all of them in one place. Just pick what actually makes sense for you right now. Don't overcomplicate it. If you reach this far in the video, you're already 90% there. If this helped, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Erin from Shopify Mastery. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.